Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime Local News. 7 more people have died of COVID-19 in Saskatchewan. There are 238 new cases, including 26 in the Northwest Zone. The Northwest 2 subzone, which is the immediate Lloydminster area, has 14 new cases and 199 active cases. There are 3,978 active cases in the province. 126 people are in hospital, including 9 in our zone. 22 people are in intensive care. 466 more people have recovered. Border City Connects is encouraging the community to get in the spirit of Christmas giving. Jace Mackey has more on the White Envelope campaign.
So I'm joined today with Director of Border City Connects, Glenn Fagnan. Glenn, thanks for taking some time to talk with me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So the White Envelope campaign is being put on by Border City Connects to encourage Christmas giving. So can you just tell me a little bit more briefly about what this campaign is?
Sure. It's the White Envelope story has been around for many years, but to my knowledge, it's never been used as a fundraiser. So we decided to try that out this year. So the story itself was actually a winner in a women's magazine called Women's Day, and there was thousands of entries, and this was the first place winner. So we decided to go along with it. It's a story about a man who hated Christmas. And not the true meaning of Christmas, but all the commercialism that's associated with it, the overspending, the last minute shopping, and just the feeling of obligation to have to buy something for somebody. And a lot of the time when you're buying something for somebody, they don't like it and they don't need it. And so this is what we're trying to do is trying to change that mentality.
So can you tell me a little bit more about how the White Envelope campaign is going to work?
Sure. Well, it's the concept behind it is we've sent out some packages to our previous donors, and we've also got some packages available. We've got packages that are available online as well as at McCaw's Funeral Services. And so in that package is a letter that has a story. It also comes with the whole concept behind it being that you're going to be instead of giving that gift, you're going to be putting a white envelope on the tree, and with a slip inside showing what you've donated and what charity it went to. So of course we're hoping that that we will get a number of donations for Border City Connect Society or the Old Handy Van, but we're certainly encouraging anybody to utilize those envelopes for any local charity. We truly believe that these are difficult times, and if we can divert some of those dollars that are going to gifts into giving to local charities.
And then I also saw that an anonymous donor is me matching these donations up to $10,000. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, that's one of our volunteers, our caravan driver, that has put that in. So yeah, it's going to any donation that's made to us, it's going to it'll double that up. So that has a huge impact on it. And on the donation side of things there, Jace, as well, it's we do have the slips and a self-addressed envelope that you can mail back into in our package. And of course you can go online and donate right online as well. So yeah, we're very excited about this, and we're hoping to make it an annual event.
So you sent out these envelopes to people who've donated to you before, and people are also able just to pick them up for online or from the funeral home. What kind of reaction have you heard from people, supporters, so far?
Well, it's been really good. They really like the idea. It wasn't my idea, but certainly one of our board members or one of our key individuals that work with us, and even the printer had never seen anything like that and thought it was just a great idea. So it is they did a great job on printing it up and putting this nice package together. So we're hoping that people will take the time and take a look at it and read the story. There's a video that's also a link on there. So it's just a short video about telling the story of the white envelope and the man who hated Christmas.
And this is also a great fundraising campaign. I know a lot of organizations around the city are trying to find ways to fundraise, and this is a great way with everything going on with the COVID and trying to keep our distance. This is a great way for people to be able to donate, but also stay at home.
Yeah, and by all means, that's what that's what we were looking for, was that type of a project, and we were very fortunate to come across this. And we had the Rib Fest earlier this year that was a great success, and yeah, we're just trying to adapt the best we can, in these difficult times, because certainly all the charities are feeling the pinch of what's been happening globally, and even in our city for the last number of years as well. It's just it's quieting down. Businesses are having to deal with a little more difficult times. So yeah, we're very happy that it just fits right into that criteria there, Jason.
And this obviously was a challenging year, but for Border City Connects, it's kind of been an optimistic year, because I've seen, there was the Trishaw and also the Paragolfer that you guys kind of showed off this year. Are there anything else that's coming down the road that is exciting Border City Connects in 2021?
Yes, you bet. Actually, going to be happening here really, very shortly. We've partnered up with a group through the Knights of Columbus. They've given us a donation to purchase skiing equipment for individuals that have physical challenges and or intellectual challenges. And we're going to be working with Mount Joy and having that equipment out there, so that start some folks off on the whole recreational side of things again, and get them out in the fresh air and skiing. So yeah, we're very excited about that to get that going. So yeah, we've had a really good year, and we're really, it's all about the community. We really care about the community. We just want to make it a better place to live.
And before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to add today?
Well, I just like to encourage people to embrace the joy of donations and helping others, and and to discover that it's better to receive than to, or sorry, better to give than to receive. And I just like to say that and encourage people to really take a look at it. I think we've all been there, where we're buying a gift for somebody, or we've received something from somebody, and you go, what is that? And if we can channel those dollars into the nonprofit side of things, that's our goal.
Glenn, thanks so much for taking some time to talk with me today.
Thank you very much for having us.
The LRHF's Radiothon was held this week, and we spoke to Malcolm Radke on what was once again another successful year. I'm joined here with Malcolm Radke, and he is the CEO of the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation. Now, the annual Radiothon was held on Tuesday, and you had a goal set for $200,000. So how did the day turn out?
Well, the word of the day from Sean Newman was unbelievable, and I would agree with that. Some overwhelming support. The donations just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. Well, after 7 p.m., we cracked our goal of 200,000 pretty early in the day, before 4 p.m., and realized pretty quickly we were going to have to figure out the next stretch target. And yeah, Mikey ran his heart out, and he didn't stop, so he kept getting pledges, and the donations, the email notices were just pouring in, and it was incredible. We ended up cracking 300 with basically 2 minutes to go. So unbelievable support, and just we're overwhelmed and totally grateful.
And what does it mean to you to see the amount of support you did receive from the community?
Well, the important thing is the next morning we got to make some really great phone calls with the local care home managers and the local hospital manager, and basically say, let's go for all the bells and whistles, everything on your Christmas wish list. The community came through for you guys, and there's a couple of projects that are actually ready to go in relatively short order. The visitor lounges that we were proposing in each of their care homes, it sounds like actually Continuing Care is working with public health on that, and there might be a way to do that really, really quickly despite the lockdown measures. So that's really exciting. And then yeah, some of the other things like the tablets and the portable oxygen machines we can get purchased right away. And each of the facilities, for sanitization, they're not even allowed to decorate inside. So our plan is to spend a bit of money on some outdoor decorations and just totally deck the halls, so to speak, in some of the outdoor courtyards in those care homes. So yeah, just lots of exciting, really feel good stories for all those isolated, lonely seniors.
And this year's been hard, and giving back to seniors, like you mentioned, and those in need must be something that you're proud that you could do and that the community would step forward for.
Absolutely, yeah. Some really gut-wrenching stories were told throughout the day. You had Sarah Scott on. She works in some of the care homes. You had Tony Reddix, the senior respiratory therapist at the hospital, and then Nicole Denny, a nurse in the hospital that wanted to buy a present for every hospital patient that comes through over the holiday season. But yeah, in particular, some of the stories that Sarah Scott shared about those isolated seniors. Some of them have dementia, so they're in just a world of confusion. And obviously, not only can they not see their loved ones, they can't even really meaningfully interact with their care aides that they know so well, because the care aides are all decked out in PPE and masks and goggles, and you can't even read their lips. And it's just a really confusing time, and really sad for a lot of local seniors. So in spite of that, there's tons and tons of good news now since Tuesday the 15th. So, Lloydminster is going to do its best here locally to take care of its seniors. And no surprise to us, the community is always there for us, but it was still so shocking to see how high a total we were able to get to.
And if anyone else is, maybe they didn't get a chance to donate on Tuesday and they still want to, where can they do so?
Yeah, like I mentioned, we received a couple dozen more donations after 7 p.m. So we'll happily still take a donation at the event webpage, LRHF.ca/radiothon, or even our generic donation page, LRHF.ca/donate. As you can see behind me, I'm still at the scene of the crime here, that treadmill. Mikey Dubs, ran for 12 hours straight, then 124.3 kilometers. Just an unbelievable feat, really. A high performance athlete in terms of long distance running, and we didn't appreciate what he was capable of until the day of, and it was just totally magical. He really stretched out for us. So if you know Mikey, you can also pledge to him. There is a pledge form on that page as well, and a lot of people did, $1 or $2 per kilometer, and at the end of the day, Mikey ended up reaching almost $30,000 for us. So that was unbelievable in itself. I want to add a huge thanks to Stingray and Real Country and the whole team over there. Heather Clegg stopped by for a really, really good interview with Sean, the podcast host. Shout out to Sean, just like Mikey. He had his own 12-hour marathon, and it was talking and keeping the energy and being lively. And Heather Clegg came on kind of with 2 hours to go when everybody was feeling the drain of a long day, and she really livened it up for Sean. So we're so grateful to her. Obviously, Jasmine, you were there throughout the day, and thank you to you for the coverage as well and running those stories beforehand. You guys are great, and we're just so appreciative, and yeah, Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you for joining us today, Malcolm. Now our Connor Chan will take a look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Looking at temperatures right now, -10. The wind is the story right now as it picks up, coming in from the northwest at 35 kilometers an hour, and it feels a little bit more like -20. Of course, we did see a little bit of snow in the afternoon as opposed to in the morning. Like I said yesterday, we were going to get, but we saw it a little bit in the morning. We saw very little snow. It was just some scattered flurries throughout the day. Take a look at some other temperatures right now. -10 in Vermilion, -13 in St. Paul and Vegreville, -15 in Edmonton, -14 also up in Bonnyville, Cold Lake, with -19 for Lac La Biche currently right now. A little bit warmer in some areas like Mackland at -3 that we see -8 in North Battleford, -9 in Meadow Lake and Maidstone, with -11 in St. Walburgen that we see -14 up in Isle La Crosse. Now here's a look at the satellite radar map. There are periods of snow that are going to be coming their way through Alberta into our area a little bit into the evening. Most of that's going to be coming in from Edmonton. We are going to see some periods of snow throughout tonight as well, with some scattered flurries for the most part, but the majority of it, of course, we see on the map here is going to be up in Edmonton, and we will see some snow in some areas up north as well. Now as we take a look at overnight tonight in North Battleford, -21 with some flurries as well, going to -13 tomorrow with the daytime high there. The wind will calm down a little bit there with that southwest and south winds coming in at 9 kilometers an hour. Same thing for Cold Lake, kind of the wind will die down. Overnight -24, a little bit colder temperatures expected there with that added wind chill, and -13 for the daytime tomorrow with cloud coverage throughout the day. And then for us here at Lloydminster, we'll get to that -10, -12 range tonight. Of course, it is the Parade of Lights tonight, so if you are going to go down to Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds, it is still going to be fairly cold, so make sure you are dressed up warm or make sure you are dressed up warm for the occasion. And -23 expected overnight with -11 for the daytime high tomorrow. As we take a look here the next couple of days, we are expecting some snow again on Saturday there with the 57% chance of some scattered flurries there with -3 the high, so a little bit warmer. And then we get into Sunday, -1 is the expected high there. We could see a rain snow mix there on Sunday there with the 50% chance of that happening. The wind chill could feel more like -17. That is a first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more prime time local news after the break.
Welcome back. Lakeland College and Grand Prairie Regional College are teaming up, signing a memorandum of understanding to work together in the agriculture field. Eric Bay has more.
Known for its agriculture, both Lakeland College and Grand Prairie Regional College felt the Peace region needed more educational opportunities in the ag sector. While the partnership is in the early stages of planning, the schools are looking to implement programming and research at GPRC.
So we're looking at possibilities that we could maybe work with GPRC and together, look at offering some programming in that area so that students in that region, ag students in that region, have a program available to them in their region.
While programming will need to be implemented, the facilities are already in place to support the transition.
The Fairview campus has some great infrastructure for ag research and ag programming. And so that's really created the opportunity. They do have a farm there. They do maintain some small cattle herd and a small sheep herd.
The two schools have worked together before, forming a similar partnership in 2015 for emergency services training.
Those earlier partnerships are really instrumental in getting to know each other, right? That partnership allowed each institution to get to know each other a little bit better and, build some trust and maybe even, to prove that these kinds of partnerships can work and can be successful.
The 5-year partnership will run until 2025. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
Now we'll take a look at your ag prices. In this week's Around the AJHL, Evan Kenny chats with one defenseman about his plans for the holidays.
I'm pleased to be joined today for this edition of Around the AJHL by Lloydminster Bobcats captain Gunnar Kinnenberg. Gunnar, thanks for taking this time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Gunnar, obviously the AJHL is shut down. What have you been doing to stay busy the last couple of weeks?
First and foremost, we got to stay in shape. So I've been working out. I got a little bench here at home and do as much as I can with as little as I have, but still trying to stay in shape. And then also have a part-time job just cleaning up a shop down here. My brother is a truck driver, so I just clean up that shop and help him out, greasing trucks and moving loads as much as I can.
Right on. Glad to see you're staying busy here. Now, Gunnar, it's obviously Christmas is coming up. It is the holiday season. Just quick question: what kind of holiday traditions do you and your family have?
I wouldn't say we're too crazy. We don't have too many crazy traditions, but my mom does make ginger snaps and flapper pie. Those two are. I don't really like ginger snaps. They're good, but not my favorite. But the flapper pie is really good. And then just a Christmas with the family on my mom's side on Christmas Eve, and then my dad's side on Christmas Day. That can't happen this year, which sucks. But gonna spend the time with my own family at home and just enjoy it.
Now, Gunnar, gonna do a little thing here where I'm gonna give you a couple options, and basically I want you to pick one or the other, whichever one of them happens to be your favorite, and then just a little explanation as well. Should be very simple here. I guess first and foremost, are you a turkey guy or are you a ham guy?
Turkey for sure. I don't like ham very much. Turkey.
You don't like ham, man? What the heck?
No.
Fair enough, I guess. I mean, turkey's always a go-to when it does come to Christmas. Next one is a sugar cookie or gingerbread/ginger snaps.
Ginger snaps, yeah, because my mom makes them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. You got to stick with those family ties there. And now,
Yeah.
final one. It's not a edible question, but do you prefer a real tree or a fake tree?
Real tree for sure. We go out and we get a real tree every December 1st and we set it up.
Right on. I mean, I like the smells and the look of the real tree. I just don't like that mess very much and having to clean that up. Gunnar, now I know I just asked you about Christmas traditions a couple questions ago. For me and my family, one of them is watching the World Junior Championship just after Christmas. And now I know you have one of your former teammates participating in that tournament when you played in Lethbridge with Bowen Byram. Are you going to be watching the tournament this year?
Yeah, for sure. It's really cool to watch him. He was there last year too, and it's really cool to just watch how far he's come. And obviously, the World Juniors are huge here in Canada, and we're definitely gonna be watching.
Now, Gunnar, when you did play with him, that was back in Bantams. Did you sort of expect / see him going this far and doing as well as he's done?
Yeah, he was always really good, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy to be around, and he's just committed to hockey, and you could see that from a young age.
Okay, Gunnar, just a couple more questions here before I let you go. Gonna put you on the spot a little bit with a couple of your favorites here. First and foremost, do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
I don't know. Deck the Halls is really good. And the one with the Griswolds, it's blanking me. What's that one called? With Clark and I can't remember Clark Griswold. I can't remember what that one's called. That one's probably my favorite.
I was going to say, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, I can't think of it either. And now, final question for you, Gunnar. Do you have a favorite Christmas song? I know myself, I'm a big Mariah Carey guy.
Probably just the simple Jingle Bells. I like Jingle Bells.
Right
and
on.
rocking around the Christmas tree too. I just like the tune of it. And Home Alone, him singing that in there. I don't know, I like that one.
A couple classics there that you can never go wrong with, for sure. Gunnar, thank you very much for taking this time and chatting with me. This was Bobcats captain Gunnar Kinneberg.
Thanks for having me.
I'm speaking with Patrick Lancaster with the City of Lloydminster. How are you today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm very good. So the City of Lloydminster is letting residents know how essential volunteers are in the community by people being able to nominate others to win some prizes from the city. Which organizations are a part of this?
Well, the initiative is being supported by the City of Lloydminster, Second Cup, and Volunteer Alberta. And the intent was to recognize the fantastic work that volunteers do in our community by getting them a little card with a little message from the city and from the different organizations that they volunteer for. That they can then use to get a free cup of coffee.
And how long do people have until to nominate others for this?
We haven't set a deadline yet. For now, we're just going until supplies are used up, and we're slightly past the halfway mark. So we are starting to run down on the number that we will take in. So we would encourage folks that they have a volunteer that they'd like to see recognized to get that into us as soon as possible.
And is this the first year the city has done something like this for the community?
Well, every year the city does do a volunteer recognition event as part of National Volunteer Week. Unfortunately, this year, because of COVID-19, we weren't able to do our scheduled activities, which would be a gathering, sort of a breakfast get-together for community volunteers. So in light of that, we wanted to do something different that was safe, but at the same time captured the spirit of recognizing the fantastic work that our community volunteers do. So this is the first year that we've done this program in this particular style, but it is a program that other communities have run through their FCSS programs in the past.
Okay, and why do you believe this is important to have for residents in Lloydminster?
Well, Lloydminster is a unique community in that we've got such a strong volunteer force here. And we've got so many ways that residents really pitch in to help each other out, whether that's volunteering in our sports community, at the hockey games, soccer, and different activities like that, or whether it's the nonprofits in the community, such as Big Brothers and Big Sisters, or the men's shelter, or even within their neighborhoods, helping folks shovel their sidewalks, helping out at their church. We are so blessed in this community to have so many people who are willing to put in their time and put in their effort to help each other out.
And would you say with the pandemic, of course, this year that residents have shown lots of more support with volunteering and such?
It's just been amazing to see people pull together during these tough times and help each other out. And there's definitely been a lot of folks looking for different ways that they can help out in the community and different ways that they can participate.
And in previous years, has there always been many nominations in the community?
Well, again, this is the first year for this particular program. So at the volunteer breakfast, we'd usually see about 150 volunteers on average. So far with this nomination process, I believe we've seen about 125 so far. So I'm expecting we're going to surpass our regular numbers for recognition this year.
Well, and that's really great to hear. Is there anything else that the City of Lloydminster is doing right now?
In regards to volunteers, we are working on trying to raise awareness of local volunteer opportunities. So a great way for folks, and this is also the way to, if you want to find the link to nominate a volunteer, if you go to the city website at lloydminster.ca/volunteer, that link will get you to the volunteer recognition sign-up form, as well as some tools so that you can get connected with local volunteer opportunities if you're wanting to volunteer.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, Patrick.
Thank you for your time.
Well, joining us here today is Iris Davies from the Vermilion Naturalist Society. Iris, the Audubon Christmas bird count is coming up very soon here. So just give us a sense of what the bird count is for those that aren't familiar with it.
Well, the Christmas bird count through Audubon has been running for, well, this is their 121st this year. And it's been North America and Mexico and the Caribbean is the area that it runs in. It was just started to keep track of what birds people were seeing around Christmas time. There are other bird counts for spring as well as the Christmas bird counts. So
how popular is bird watching, especially here in the Lakeland regions?
Well, I think there's a lot more bird watchers out there than we actually even know of. You know, when you check on Facebook and places like that, you see names of people that you didn't know were interested in birds. And a lot of people in the area have bird feeders, especially in the wintertime. And yeah, so it is definitely popular.
How is this year's bird count going to look compared to previous years?
Well, other years, the count is centered around the town of Vermilion and goes a radius of 12 kilometers around Vermilion. Normally, we would have people divided up into 4 quadrants outside of Vermilion, and they would travel the roads and knock on people's doors and see if they've, what birds they've seen during the day, as well as what birds we actually saw ourselves, especially the people who have bird feeders out. And this year we won't be doing any knocking on the doors because it's just not allowed this year. So the birds that we will be seeing will be the birds that will be recorded. We will do telephone surveys with people that we know have bird feeders out, because in the Christmas bird count we have field observers, which are the people that are out there actually finding the birds themselves, and we also have a category for feeder watchers, and we get some really good information from the people that are feeder watchers. So, and we aren't going to be able to have our potluck supper, which is, you know, our big social thing, but we'll find a way. We'll visit on whatever platform we can, and yeah, we've all found ways to do things this year. So.
Do you normally see the same species of bird every year, or have there been new species coming into the area? Give us a sense of what some of the watchers see.
Yeah, every year we see, you know, chickadees and species of woodpeckers and downy woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, you know, but we also, you know, every year seem to manage to get, you know, a gerfalcon or a rough-legged hawk or something that isn't as usual. So yeah, we have all of our winter normal birds that hang out, but then we also have robins show up that are hanging out at people's feeders for the winter, and a new species that started showing up a few years is a Eurasian collared dove, and yeah, they for some reason have been able to survive the winters. They're definitely not a normal species. They're a species that has come from the Caribbean from releases of pet birds and stuff like that, but they seem to be able to hang out in people's grain bins and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always interesting.
And lastly, Iris, for those that want to be a part of the bird count, how can they do so?
Well, especially if people have bird feeders out, give us a call if you've got time to sit with a cup of coffee and watch your bird feeders for an hour. You know, that information is invaluable. And if you want to drive some country roads, you can't stop and socialize with people like we used to, but there's snowy owls starting to show up out there and everything. So if the more people we have out driving around, the better results we will get. So.
Well, Iris, I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Connor.
All right, taking one last look here at your weather forecast. -3 for tomorrow, Saturday. -11 tomorrow for us with -1 on Sunday. We're going to have a much warmer weekend there. That -7 there for Monday with -13 on both Tuesday and Wednesday. And then heading into Thursday, we'll be back to single digits at -4.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.